We are live.
Okay. All right, well, it's about that time. We'll go ahead and run through the roll call. I'm here. Is Karen coming?
I don't think so. I think he's gonna see the grandbaby.
All right, Boo is here.
Not here.
Janice,
Here.
JJ.
Lou? Al may be coming.
Yeah, all right. Cleve.
Here.
Larry.
Absent.
Larry's absent. Dr. Kimberly Reynolds,
She mentioned that she would not be attending.
not be here. Okay. Jason.
Here.
Dr. Welch.
Here.
Brittany. No. And then Bill.
Here.
All right, Bill's here and Brittany is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got it. You got 7. Okay, and then Angelique,
Here.
Angie,
Here.
Emily, no.
There's Al.
Dr. Davis.
Doc Davis made it. So
You like it, Lou?
All of us now.
I know it's in my own
All right, everybody had a chance to read the minutes. Are there any changes? There's no
I see
changes.
3/4 of a pound.
If there's no changes, they'll go ahead and stand as presented.
Ice cream.
Anything on board training? Nothing?
I don't have anything, but I wanted to make a note that there is another board training coming up in June, and I wrote the date somewhere, and I will give that to y'all before y'all leave. If you guys need it, I don't know who needs it, but there is another board training coming up. Sorry.
Board what?
The
LAPCS.
training that you guys,
Oh, training.
yeah, I'll get that to y'all right after the meeting.
All right, then the
I don't know.
teachers rep report,
Well,
nothing on that,
no, teacher's last day was last
right,
Friday.
all right. No, financial report, Andrew.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for making it. Happy summer. I know Miss Rodrigue is very excited to have a little breather for the summer. If you guys had a chance to look over the financials that I sent, not really any major changes. We are still in a good posture as far as being in the plus for our budget this year. Last time I was able to give you a budget to actual. I didn't include that this time, but we are pretty much right on pace with where we said we would be. Sorry. And yeah, other than that, I do not have a whole lot of things to discuss that might be out of the ordinary. Our cash balance continues to be nice and increasing. Our expenditures are where we said they would be. Nothing out of the ordinary as of right now. End of year is coming. I'll be doing lots of end of year reporting with TRSL, accruing salaries, things of that nature. That happens every year. In June, sometimes those salary numbers look a little weird because I'll put a salary amount for June and July because that's how we pay the teachers, even though our fiscal year is 6/30. So that'll be discussed in the next month. Working on the budget still, working on the TRSL closeout. A few things, I completed most of the same reimbursement requests, lunch claims, working on the budget. Super App Amendment 1 is due June 30th, and that is where I basically go in and fill out the budget detail and let them know what we say we would like to receive the title funds and the IDEA funds and things like that. The first amendment is always pretty much the first step in making sure we get that going for next year. Also, the lunch contract with the Bouche Parish Sheriff's Office has been approved, so we'll be continuing next year. the same way we have in the past. I will have a breakdown of the cost from year to year. It's been very affordable and not too much increases or anything like that. And really, that's all I got. Sorry, I thought I was prepared, and I wasn't prepared to say as many words as I thought.
You got everything for us.
You got it.
Right.
Other than that, I don't have much, unless you guys have any questions, and if you do, I'd be happy to go over any parts of these reports.
When do we look at the next year budget for the?
I will have that on approval at the July 31 meeting typically,
Okay.
or end of July meeting, excuse me. I should have it done before that. It could be approved. Sometimes I don't get all the information I need as far as MFP breakdown or teacher, if we have in raises versus stipends and things of that nature. I'm sure you guys all followed the election and the amendment did not pass. So our salary schedule remained the same, but I haven't gotten any guidance whether or not our teachers are going to get stipends like they have been for the last few years. I'm sure it's coming down the pipe, but I have no idea. So just minor things like that.
I don't think it's gonna.
I don't think so either. I mean, I don't think so either. But I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Anyway, some of those things don't happen until June and in early July, which is why I don't have my numbers maybe exactly where I want them. But it has to be approved before September, so before August, excuse me. So I will strive to have the budget approval on the July board meeting. Is what I'm looking at.
Well, why do you think there might not be stipends?
Well, if you've listened to what the governor and the Speaker of the House and the Speaker of the Senate are saying, they're convening a whole group to review the MFP formulation because they don't see how to fund the stipend without the constitutional amendment. So I don't see it.
But I thought the money for that stipend already existed, that they were just moving it into a different budget categories, or was that a sales pitch?
I may be wrong. That's my impression.
Okay, you know more than me.
No, I don't pretend to have any inside track. I'm just listening and reading.
That's what's being reported.
That's what's being reported out. So,
And I try to listen as best as possible. I just wait for that bottom line. Stipend, no stipend, raise, no raise. That's what I'm listening for. So,
Right.
so yeah, we should see what happens. But
right.
And then, do we have teachers on the state insurance plan?
we do.
And is there gonna be a bump in that?
Every year in January, since I've been here, there has been about a 5% or so increase. I haven't they usually don't give me that until the end of the year, like maybe
In the
September.
calendar year?
Yeah, that insurance, those premiums go from January to December. So mid-year, my teachers see an increase usually in their premium. But yeah, we have a high participation. Maybe only 2 or 3 people who work here who are eligible don't participate. So yeah.
So most likely gonna bump in that.
Wouldn't it be great if they did? Yes, for sure. I mean, I wish that I could. I always want raises for my teachers. I wish I could find other ways as well, but yeah, wait for the guidance from legislature this summer. I'll have that also on the next board meeting as well. So if you guys can make it the salary schedule, I just have to approve that every year at the meetings. So I'll have that ready. It's not quite ready because I didn't get any guidance yet, but
Sure.
I'll have that at the next meeting. Unless you have any other questions, that's really all I have.
Any further questions?
No, sir.
All right, for the building and any other things other than the fact we're work during the summer?
Well, we do have, you were able to send someone earlier at Easter, but we do need him to come back. I'm thinking in June.
Yeah, we'd like him to come. We're gonna probably have to. We have some bad floor spots in the restrooms, but I have to coordinate
With
that
a
with
plumber.
a plumber as well. So if we could maybe get Mr. Manuel or whoever it is to come and look and see exactly where and how much space we need to remove or move items or toilets or whatever, so I can get the plumber here and get that going as soon as we can. So.
All right. So you folks would know better than he and I walking through the room.
I mean, we know the spots. He would have to tell us, like, I need you to move this
This
much, or
This
this
many
much.
of the
I got
toilets.
you.
Yeah.
Want the free opening.
Yeah, because I mean, you know,
That's what
you
he's gonna need.
have to go a little further than the actual
Yeah.
hole, because sometimes you may not feel it, but
But you see it once the tiles come off.
I know the story. All right, that'll be done sometime during the summer. It's on.
summer goes fast. So.
It's on the schedule, Greg.
Like 2 months worth.
All right,
Oh,
Angelique,
Yes, sir. So, we are continuing to receive and review applicants. May was a whirlwind. We had learning at Nichols towards the end of our state testing, where 6th, 7th, and 8th grade were able to go out. They were involved with the chemistry department at one point, doing certain experiments with them, as well as utilizing different areas around the quad where they had a scavenger hunt. We also were able to go and show the kids the libraries and the different services that are available in that area. I think we had all remember when we did the MOU and the maker space, which has only gotten bigger, by the way. 6th, 7th had their field trips in May. 7th grade ended up doing the Laurel Valley, but at some point they had extra time in their day, so they went to John Deere and did a tour of John Deere, took a bunch of pictures up on the tractors that they had up there. So all in all, did some really fun and yet knowledge-based things. We did go out to Stennis as a whole school field trip. Y'all, Stennis is far. So, but the kids really enjoyed it. There was a lot to be learned. We were able to see a 3D movie during part of the excursion. We also had grade band appropriate hands-on lessons. So our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders went into what's called a wet lab, and people brought in showing, they all got to work on microscopes, but showing the parts that go on in wetlands and securing the wetlands and making sure the health of the wetlands is good and moving by looking at the microbes that are in the water and what goes on, and putting that connection of what you see in the microscope to an indicator of health in the area that we have. The 4th and 5th grades did an engineering where they had to learn about the dynamics of construction. You know, on the outset it looks like you're doing Legos, but they had parameters under which they could build and do their Legos, and then they were told different scenarios. Okay, you did it, your bridge is there. However, we found out that the concrete didn't have the right ratio, and so now you're going to have to build with an even thicker foundation. And oh, by the way, you are all amputees and you can only use your left hand. So things like that for them. And it's grown, so Stennis is a lot bigger than I even remember when I said, yeah, I think that would be a great place to go for a field trip. So all fun. We had fun in the sun, and it was actual sun. It was a little scary there. Unfortunately, the sun held out a little too well, and everyone was sunburnt the next day for awards, myself included. And it poured down rain for Caroline. So we got wet, we got dry, we got wet again. So awards ceremony, we had a lot of people despite the rain. It was a lot of rain. We've been dealing with a lot of rain recently, I guess. So very, very excited about that. Teachers have all completed SLTs. Evaluations have been finalized. We are waiting on test scores. Last I heard, they are looking at the end of June, the same as last year, which no one wanted to say it really loud because that jinxes the whole thing, and then we don't get them until the end of July. So, but we're looking forward to the end of June. I have just come back from Teacher Leaders Summit along with the ILT. Miss Billiot and Miss Dolot accompanied me. By accompanied me, we all three went. We are going to try to schedule some time to get together and debrief, because I didn't see them except for Tuesday morning because we were all in different sessions.
I was there too, and I did see you all.
Wait, you were there?
Yes.
I did not see you. I find that hard to believe. I did not see you.
You were looking at the ground.
I might have been. It was packed. This was one of the biggest teacher leader summits I think to date, with over 7,000 participants. So it was big, and not just on Tuesday when they had the girls basketball coach giving her speech. All the other days, you could feel that there were 7,000 people in the building.
I couldn't get my QR code to work, and they wouldn't let me in the session. So by the time I got it working, it was almost over.
I had no business or reason to be at Teacher Leader Summit, but I wanted to go just for that.
Really?
And they were all like, why? I was like, because it's Kim. Sorry, okay.
Everyone was in their Queen of Sparkles garb. Even Dr. Brumley put on his sparkle tuxedo jacket for her. So, but a lot of good information. I'm going to spend the summer trying to percolate a lot of that information. There's new guidance on attendance because for the first time in a long time, and certainly for the first time since 2020, and that which shall not be named, the state is taking a hard stance on attendance because it's dawned on everybody, if they're not there, you can't teach them. And so they are putting more things in place, and some of them are good, some of them are a lot more responsibilities on the school for things that's like, I mean, other than me going to their house, knocking on their door and saying, get in the car, I'm a little limited, but it is a part of how we as a school get evaluated. So we are looking at what we can do in terms of incentivizing attendance, but not just incentivizing attendance, because, you know, perfect attendance is all great, but there needs to be a reason behind, like, what are you doing when you are actually in the building, kind of thing. So I'll be working with the crew to make sure that we make all of those things line up, not just incentivizing attendance, but making sure we have all the things in place for
The
students.
real
that they
problem
need.
with attendance was in a lot of the public high schools around the state. Not so, as far as I read, not so much elementary.
But they are looking at a new way of counting,
Okay.
and for elementary schools it's 10 or more, but they want us doing certain things that are invested, time investments with these parents starting at day 3. Okay, and so and documenting all of those things. So, like I said, I'm going to take the summer to like
And
kind of
digest all
percolate that out. I may. I may need in June a look at the handbook and other of our policies that are student and parent policies to look at some of the changes in terms of what is, and then clarifying. Like, some of our parents still believe that Billy missed, please excuse him. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I mean, as a school that wants to make sure the kids make up the work and held accountable for the work, I'm not going to let them fail. But for the purposes of truancy, that absolutely doesn't count. The only thing that counts is a doctor's note or an obituary, for the most part.
Ms. Roderick, in terms of.
Well, if someone in my family, my close family,
Yeah,
I can
sure.
bring that. We've had 2 this year.
Besides maybe some isolated cases, has attendance really been a problem here, from your perspective?
Well, because of our numbers, it doesn't take much to make 1% or 5%, or, I mean,
Yeah,
so yes. You're right. It's
Proportional-
only a
proportionally
handful, but the handful
is
is something that is
a larger
counted as
percentage of the
significant.
total population.
But the high schools were
Same
kid.
25% kids
Wow.
were missing.
Wow.
But it's a nationwide problem. It's
Yes.
not just isolated to Louisiana.
That's right.
It's
Correct.
all over.
That's right.
I mean, there was a very lax stance for until now.
Yeah.
Until now, since the moment of that which shall not be named. So I'll be doing that this summer, working on the 26-27 school year as we kind of tighten up what we are doing. So for CAVAS update, I have been in communication with Dr. Shanman, as you know, with the changes in what's going on at our affiliated university. There was a question. I did reach out. Dr. Shanman is not averse to continuing for the 26-27 school year, being a support on contract, and I do have information that I was going to present to the foundation whenever we meet, because I would be requesting that from the foundation. But he would work similar structure, just not spread out. So right now he was working throughout the month. Each grade band was meeting twice a month, and he would meet with one group one week, another group another week, maybe two groups in 1 week. And so he had it all kind of spread out over the course of the month. One of the things that he is asking is that it be all condensed into 1 week on several days, at about 4 hours a month. That gives him his opportunity, because he is now employed with another university, but also it gives the teachers, instead of such a quick turnaround, it gives them an opportunity to really try something that was discussed in these collaboration meetings and struggle with it maybe a little bit, so that they're engaging with this idea and collecting the data over the course of a month instead of 1 week also. Okay, so I'm very grateful that he is still interested in the support of MAC.
So, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
There's a new faculty member that's a trained person, board certified behavior analyst at
Yes, sir.
Nichols. Is there any discussion or talk about collaboration with that person, or is this, we're seeing an end to that collaboration?
I don't want to say it's the end, but I can't really speak on any specifics. One of the goals for this summer is to, I mean, I've been introduced to one. I have not to the other, because I think there are two.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And sitting down and talking with them, because remember, this wasn't actually, we benefited from the goodwill of Dr. G and Dr. Shanman, and then at that very beginning, Dr. Weber. I think what Dr. Reynolds mentioned the last time we were able to speak on it, she was not in a position to mandate that. So I am going to try to work on the other end. We do provide a bit of a service, and I would not withhold that in any way. I'm not leveraging that, but I do think that opening inroads with those individuals is not a bad idea, and I will work on that over the course of this summer or in August. Because it was out of goodwill that we had what we had. So I'm going to work on building that goodwill for some future. But one of the things I did discuss, we do also have 2 BCBAs, a third one in process, and a fourth one in process as well, right behind her. So one of the things that Dr. Shanman and I talked about is in this 4 hours, him working with me so I could be a better leader, so that we can have a transition to maybe a more in-house model.
Okay. I might add a slightly different perspective to that relationship, and that I never saw it as a gift, as a service providing. I saw it as a relationship where we provided access and training opportunities for their students as well. So there was a collaboration
Correct.
Between the two, and not just a service. And I guess I understand you said that Dr. Reynolds is not willing to.
I didn't say not willing. She was very hesitant.
You said not, but you used the word mandate, and I
Right.
was curious. That was an interesting choice of words.
Well, that's
For me,
what she said.
she's not here, so I can't go much farther than that. But the tone to me sounds very different of us being a collaboration we both can benefit from this versus we see it as a need to mandate that some sort of service revision occur or whatever's beyond that. And I guess where I'm going with this whole conversation is, I would like to see us, if possible,
Continue.
to pursue that relationship, but not as, hey, you're gifting us with a service that we are in I don't use the word symbiotic, I think it's the wrong word, but we're providing a platform for your students. And we're getting some benefit because we're training our staff. So there's that give and take between the two, that we're not just an entity that's being provided a service. I'd like to see where that relationship is going to go in the future as we go forward.
Yes, sir.
How that needs to
Let
be.
me add to what you were saying, because last year the state mandated that teacher preparation programs have to include not necessarily a course on dyslexia, but integrated into some of their existing classes. So I think it would be a benefit, like Dr. Walsh is saying, for both of us, because you can learn about dyslexia in a textbook, but it becomes more of a meaningful thing when you get a chance to
Work with it hands on.
work with dyslexic kids one-on-one or in small groups. So it should be mutual benefit.
Symbiotic relationship.
And one last thing, it's kind of related to this topic. And I'm sorry coming out of the blue, but I have a bad habit of doing that, and that's just my lack of social skills. I apologize for that in advance. Where are we on having someone that is here that would have the credential to have, is it an internship that teachers do now?
We have 2 people that are credentialed on site.
Okay. Have they had any
No, sir.
has there been an opportunity coming from Nichols to place interns?
No, sir.
Okay. I apologize.
The summer that they finished all of their things, okay? The summer that they finished the requirements for their mentor teacher and had it put on to their certificates, because all of that was done and completed a while back. Because it was so off of the track, I personally called to let, I think it was Dr. Parfait at the time, but I don't know if there is a person that is new, and I was never given any specific registration directions, if there's any way that I need to broadcast it other than that. So I did personally call. At the time, Dr. Channing had mentioned that most of the interns have had their placements, but that it would be kept in mind for anybody, because things come up. We did, my first year we had someone, when we had when we had a different teacher who had all of the credentials for that, we got a student placed. That was year 1, different teacher. But when these 2 teachers finished, I called to let them know, and that was the situation. Now, I like I said, other than they are in the database in the state system, I don't know if there's something else that I need to do to say, hey, I have 2 teachers that are ready to mentor in high needs areas for you guys.
Dr. Parfait, I don't know if they call it the Office of Student Teaching, is that what they used to call it, I think? Was he in that role?
Yes, but
Okay.
I don't think it's him anymore.
Okay. I'm not sure. I looked the other day and I couldn't figure it out. Thank you.
Okay, other than that, transportation, still no other applicant.
All right. Are there any further questions? Yeah,
I don't know if this is out of order or not. We are still members of LAPC.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody on the board have an objection if I invite one of their representatives to come and give us an update on board governance? One thing I find is that sometimes after the legislative session, they sneak things into statutes that affect us, and we don't know about it till maybe 6 or 7 months later, and then sometimes it
Yeah.
can be, come back to bite you if you will.
They've offered to,
Yeah, Melissa Carullo has
Yeah,
offered to
Melissa.
come, but,
That'd be a great
I
idea.
just need board permission to do it.
Any objection to that?
no,
No objection, you have it, please.
Okay, thank you.
Bessie authorized charter board training, I'm sorry, June 15th from noon to 2. If you guys need more information, give me a call. It was in the newsletter, that's why, so, that's in there.
That's from LAPC.
No, that's
the
from
DOE.
Bessie itself.
That's DOE, yeah.
All right, anything further on that? Angelique, thank you very much. Anything from PTA?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. The PTA is pleased to present this final report for the current school year with gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity to serve the school community. During May, we were delighted to show our appreciation to the dedicated staff and administration through both volunteer services and financial support. PTA was honored to contribute time and resources toward the following events. Teacher Appreciation Week, very enjoyed that. The Fun in the Sun activity, and also the year-end staff luncheon. These opportunities allowed us to support and celebrate those who invest so much in our students each day. And thanks to the thoughtful stewardship and continued support, the PTA remains in a strong financial position as we move into the summer months. And as of today, our ending cash balance is $6,914.69. And again, it's been our privilege to serve Max Academy this school year, and we're grateful for the support of the family, staff, volunteers, and school leadership, and look forward to, with excitement, to the next chapter.
Thank you.
And we
Thank you.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate
Thank you very much.
all you and the rest of the PTA
Yeah.
board have done. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Are there any further questions on that? Okay, new business. Anything, anybody has anything new concerning Max? Nothing new, any announcements? Our next board meeting will be Thursday, June 25th. And the proposed Max board calendar presented in June.
yeah, I'll be working on that this month, so I can have it on the board.
For
meeting.
June.
It goes through administration first and board approval.
Okay. Well, is there anything else to come in front of the board?
Anyone?
All good.
Yes. But the one thing about, let's see, right now,
4:04 is what I'm.
four, yeah. Around, yes, it was about 2:30, I had a conversation with Bill Cassidy.
Are we adjourned?
What's that?
Are we still in the
No,
meeting?
we're still in the meeting. I just want to bring everybody up to this. Had a conversation with him and I asked him, I said, Bill, who else in Congress, and in, who else in the Senate, has, any associations or dealings or any interest in dyslexia? And he says, Jake, there's no one up here but me. That's the only one up there that had, any interest. asked him how was he had gotten or he put in 6,500 toward some of the work at Nichols, and of course in that is the idea that Nichols vacates sizable portion there of Go Hall, and that it would be made available for us to move in. He said the money is still on track. He still has another six plus months in there. So we'll see what happens, but we are on track. Whenever they do get the funds and move out of Go Hall and into the new facilities, which are already constructed, we would then move the school into Go Hall. So that is as of, I don't know, 30 minutes ago also.
Is that a funding cycle in the current,
Yep,
okay.
yep. So,
Yep.
there we are. All right, anything else? Well, if there's nothing else, is there a motion we're adjourned?
I move. Second?
Steve moves
I'll
and
second.
JJ seconds.
Yep.
Well, thank you all very much.